Okay, we're all by the Mishnah Rabbi. So yeah, look inside the Mishnah. So it says we continue that b'shachar mivorich shtayim lefaneha v'achas lachre, that in the morning we make two brachas before, we make Yotze Or, we make Avarabba, we'll see in the Gemara, and we make Gal Yisrael Achas Lachre. Be'erev V'ach Shtayim also lefaneh, we make the two brachas before, we say them, Amar V'ravim, we say them, and Shtayim Lachre, and we make Shtayim Lachre. We say also Ashkivenu. Okay. Now we're going to mention, because we're mentioning Ashkivenu and Gal Emes Fiatzi, so we're going to say a rule. This is a general rule in brachos. There are different types of brachos, right? And just let me give you a little hagdama, right? You could have shakol nevidvar. That's a bracha. Obviously, that's a short. That's a basic bracha, short. Whereas, let's say, Yotze Or is a complex bracha. You start out, we used to make bracha Hashem. We start off with the bracha Hashem, and then we say, and then bracha Hashem Yotze Or also Gal Yisrael is also that's a long bracha. So there's a rule. Achas arucha v'achas ktsara. Now arucha again will either start off. Arucha means an extended bracha. Let's call it a bracha, which is extended, which has two parts to it, not just a short bracha. So if it's arucha, so then you have to keep it arucha. You can't shorten it. And achas ktsara also. I'm sorry. Go back again. I'm sorry. Achas arucha ktsara means Gal Yisrael emes fiatziv. That's an arucha, and ktsara is hashkivenu, is called a short bracha. That's short. Then it says Mokum Shamu Laharach and Shur the Katzer. The Katzer is for the Harach. So you can't change the bracha. You have to keep it the way the Chazal designated the bracha. If it's a long, make it long. If it's short, make it short. Lachtoim. Now there's another issue, that if it's a bracha that finishes b'bara and Rishoi Shelo Lachtom, right? So it's again So Gal Yisrael, you have to finish with a chasima. So you must do that. Shaloi lachtoim, or let's say shahakol nevid varai, right, or whatever it is, or lahadik ner, whatever a regular short bracha, birchas haneni, birchas peiros, doesn't matter, which is a short bracha. You can't add to it either. You have to just keep bracha to Hashem, right? Shakol nevid varai. You can't say you can't add anything to it. Okay, that's the Mishnah. So again, but the main point now we're discussing the Mishnah is until now we spoke about the Kriya Shema, and now the Mishnah goes and adds that so before Kriya Shema in the morning you make two brachas before Kriya Shema, and you make one bracha after Kriya Shema. So now we're going to discuss defining the brachas. My mevorach. What in fact is the bracha? What are these two brachas you make in the morning? So Amar Rabbi Yaakov, Amar Rabbi Yishia, Yotzer Or ubarich choshech. You make a bracha, the bracha, as we say in the morning, Yotzer Or ubarich choshech. So now the Gemara is going to analyze one or two little points of the bracha. Okay. So the Gemara, why do you say Yotzer Or choshech? We have a rule. We always try to use. We'll change the lashon of a bracha if we could use a more positive, or without using words that have any type of negative connotation. Darkness, choshech, has it's true. Night is dark. That's the fact. But but it has there's a certain negative. So if we can say noige. Now, which really means kind of light, but we use it to refer to night. So Yotze Or, we understand noige is a nice way of saying choshech. So why don't you say noige? So the more answer is krichsiv kamrinan. So, but the pasuk, this is based on a pasuk. We didn't just Chazal didn't just throw out this bracha. This bracha, it says in the pasuk, it's a pasuk, Yotzer Or Voy in Yeshaya. The Navi says Yotzer Or Voy Choshech. Okay, so we use the pasuk now. I'll give. We'll just a little example for the next question. Again, I read the pasuk. Yotzer Or Uvoy Choshech, Ois Shalom Uvoy Ra. Ani Hashem Ois Koela. Frek the Gemara. So then, why? Then you should also say so you should say so you should continue. Eliata Oisa Shalom Uvoy Ra Mikamrinan. Why do we avoid? We say Oisa Shalom V'Reis HaKoil. We avoid speaking about the Boyer Ra. So and that says in the pasuk. So if you're going to go with that, with saying the bracha as it said in the pasuk, so then what about Boyer Ra? Do you say it as it's written? No. Eliksiv Ra v'Korin HaKoil. Right? We say Boyer HaKoil. So why? Why is that? The answer is l'shtamalia, because we want to use we try to exchange for a more positive, pleasant lashon when we take a bracha. So hachanami effective Gemara that goes back to the question of noiga, which is l'shtamalia. So the Gemara has an answer. El Amar Rav, we say yoitzer. What do we say? Yoitzer or uvayre choshech. So kedei lahaskir midas yoim belayla, umidas layla biyoim. We dafka want to mention that Hashem creates everything. He creates the light. He creates the darkness. So we want to mention that even when we talk about creating the light, he also at the same moment he also creates the darkness. We always keep in mind that Hashem creates everything. So the Gemara, so that's what we say in the morning. We say that's exactly why we need to. We don't want to mention the darkness. Hashem creates everything. Now, where do you? So you mentioned also you want to say midas yoim b'layla. So where do you find that? Where is that mentioned? Where do we say? At the brachos at night. That means we also want to mention day. So the one says, yeah, I'm going to buy you. I'll tell you where. It says, if you say the bracha, we say night. It's goyla or min chayshech, the or. So Hashem brings the or min chayshech and the chayshech min or. So we mention also the or at night, the midas hayoyim. Okay, so we've got the first bracha. So now we're going to go into a discussion about the second bracha. What about the second bracha? So then, v'idach mahi. What is the second bracha? Amar Rav Yehuda Mishmul Avarabba. Second bracha is Avarabba. Again, remember we're explaining the brachas in the morning. V'chein uri le Rabbi Elazar Rapades Berei Avarabba. Okay, so that's the second bracha Avarabba, as our nusach says. Tani Nami Hachi also Einayim Avas Oilam El Avarabba. The correct nusach is avarabba, as we say. Now Rabbanan argue when this is in the Rishon, the Poskim is not clear what we do with the different minhagim. For Rabbanan Amri Avos Olam, there are those that say Avos Olam, but more or less it's a similar bracha. Now there's a source for this, is implied from the pasuk. V'cheinu omer v'avos olam avticha, akei mashkaticha chesed. So the pasuk indicates the nusach of Avos Olam. Okay, so we got it. We got Yotzer Or in Avos Olam. We got two brachas. We're going to go now into a somewhat parenthetical discussion about how Avos Olam relates to Birchos HaTorah. So let's hear what the Gemara says. Amar Rav Yehuda Mishmul. The halach is as follows: Hishkim lishnos. If a person gets up in the morning to learn Mishnah, to learn Mishnah, Gemara. We'll see. Now, if he has yet to say Kriya Shema, so then, he gets to the morning. So what's the first thing he should say? Birchos HaTorah. Tzarech levarach. It's to say Birchos HaTorah. That's what we're referring to. It doesn't say it yet in the Gemara, but we'll soon see. This is referring to Birkas HaTorah, Lasik B'Dvei Torah, V'Harevna, all the Birkas HaTorah. Misha Kara Kriya Shema, once you said Kriya, now if you already said Kriya Shema, you got up in the morning, and you say Kriya Shema, you want to make sure you say Kriya Shema, it's ready, or it's the Zman Kriya Shema ready, it's already made, so you want to fulfill the mitzvahs Kriya Shema as soon as possible. So then, Mistama, we're assuming that if you said Kriya Shema, you said the Birkas Kriya Shema. Before you say Kriya Shema, you said Yotzer Or and Avarabba. You said Avarabba. If that's the case, in Tzarech Levarach, there's no need to say the Birkas HaTorah. Last like you don't have to say it. So why not? I just said Kriya Shema. What does it do with anything? Answer is Shekfar Nifter Ba'Avarabba. The answer is that the bracha Avarabba that we say every morning, once we've said that bracha, and there are different rules to this, so we'll see. But when you say Avarabba, that also fulfills your obligation to say Birkas Kriya Shema. I'm sorry, Birkas Torah. So therefore, if you said Avarabba, you don't have to say Birkas Torah. Now, if you didn't say Avarabba yet, so again, you should say Birkas. If you're starting to learn, you should say Birkas Torah. Okay. Now, why is Avarabba Birkas Torah? So this is important to mention Rashi here, because Avarabba has Birkas Torah in it. If you look at the words, same Blibenu, Lilmoid, Lilamed, we ask Hashem about Karsha, help us learn to fulfill the Torah, Lishmo Lasos the Kaim. Okay, it's called, and there are some those who say to Lamde. So because it's a request from Hashem and to learn Torah, and we bless Hashem by giving us the Torah, so therefore that is in effect because of Torah. Now the halacha is, by the way, the bottom line halacha is that if you said Avarabba and you had in kavana to be Yotzer Birkas Torah, and you immediately after you finished davening you learnt Divrei Torah, the halacha is it in fact does pater Avarabba. If you're missing one of those two conditions, it's not so clear. So that's why we're always knowing we say Birkas Torah, even though we're eventually going to say Avarabba, even though we didn't, and although we didn't necessarily start learning yet, we make Birkas Torah. We say Psukim afterwards, as we guess. So now the Gemara is going to go a little bit more detail here in Birkas Torah once we're discussing it. Amud HaYomi, L'mikra tzarech levarech, u'lemedrash ein tzarech levarech. Rav Huna's opinion is, and we'll see, we're not going to keep with this, but his opinion is that Birkas Torah is strictly for mikra, for psukim, but for learning drashas, any type of something that's deduced from the pasuk drashas, it does not require Birkas Torah. That's not what Chazal needs to do. Birkas Torah. Rav Lazar on the mikra of the medrash. Rav Lazar disagrees. No, medrash it's also Torah. Tzarech levarach. The Mishnah in Tzarech levarach, but just Mishnah, just saying over the halacha, the Mishnah without connecting to the pasuk, that doesn't need. From Yecharav Mishnah nami Tzarech levarach. And it says in here, but to explain the logic of the Mishnah, what we call Gemara, the Talmud, you don't. And Rava says, and this is the halacha, af Talmud tzarech levarach. So everything in the Torah really requires Birkas Torah, tzarech levarach. That's what we paskin. Of course, we make Birkas Torah and everything. The Amud HaYomi Barashi, we'll prove it to you. Kazim et Segin havi ka'imna kamei derav lisnui pirkan b'sifra. And we were learning what's called Pirkin b'Sifra. Now, not to be confused with the Sifra itself. The Sifra itself is probably considered Medrash, but this is Litznuye Pirkin b'Sifra. It's like explaining the Sifra de Beirav. It's called, again, it's a sefer on, I believe on Vayikra. It's explaining the drushes, but it's explaining it, the logic of the drushes. That's like Gemara. So you see over there that he was learning the shiur in what's called, again, the Perkat B'Sifra of Beirav, and to do that he was makdim. He prepared himself by Kamashi Yoda. He first washed his hands, ubarach, and he made Birkas Torah, umasti lan pirkan. So you see over here that even for Gemara, for any Torah, you do have to make Birkas Torah. So now we're getting one more detail here about Birkas Torah. The Birkas Torah, the Shikha Shem Tzivon, Lasaik B'Nivei Sorah. Rav Yochanan Misayim, but Yochanan adds to that. So you say Lasaik, and you continue, and the way we say V'Harevna, either Harevna or V'Harevna, it's a continuation. Hashem should make Torah sweet. Avon Hashem has Divrei Sorah. Secha B'Fino, B'Fio is Am Chabeis, V'Nei Anachtu V'Tzetzeinu, Tzetzeei Am Chabeis Yisrael, Kol Yidei Shemecha. V'Yis Kisor Secha, B'Chatu Hashem, Am Lamei Torah Lamo Yisrael. Okay? And then Rav Nuna adds another bracha, another great bracha, which we also do. Asher bochar bona mikol ha'amim v'sonas Torah. What Hashem does say in Torah. So Amar Rav Nuna zui mula shebebrachos. This is the best of the brachos, and since it's a build-up, hilchach limnu the kulu. So the correct thing is to say all the brachos because it's a build-up. So now, okay, we're going to go on. Now we're going to discuss here exactly. We're going to discuss another halacha about the birkas of Kriya Shema, and we're going to see in the Beis Hamikdash. This is what I quote here, our Mishnah in Maseches Tamid, which discusses how the brachos were made in the Beis Hamikdash, and we'll see it's a little bit different over there. So we'll learn the difference. The mamuna is the person, is the skan kohen gadol. He's the person who's running the show over there. So he gives the okay, he says, Birchu tells the Kohanim, bracha achas. Make one bracha. And this is what we're going to discuss. We'll see what this bracha is. Ve'hem bochu. Now, Karuk Aseres Dibros. Now, in the Beis Hamikdash, before they said Kriya Shema, they would first say Aseres Dibros. We'll see why we don't do that anymore, but that's what they did. Shema, then you say Shema, and then, Shema means with V'hafta, and then Vayim Shemoya, and Vayomer. And all three parshas of Kriya Shema. Uborchu es ha'am, and we'll see that means they make a bracha together, not with the people. Notice the people are there also. Notice the am is out in the Azar over there, and the Kohanim come out and they do this all together, and they make the bracha with the am, and they say gimel brachas. We'll see what the gimel brachas are. Emes v'yatziv is one. Again, after they say Shema, they continue and they make the Emes V'Yatziv, the Goal Yisrael, V'Avoida. They say just the prayer of the Ritzei of Shemona Esrei. Now they jump. It's a little bit interesting seder. They jump to Shemona Esrei, say Avoida. They say Birkas Kohanim, which the Varecha Hashem Yishmerecha. They say the Birkas Kohanim. It's not so clear if they say it or if they actually give the bracha. Ub'Shabbos masivim bracha achas lemishmor hayoytze. Now then, Shabbos, that's the regular day, that's standard. On Shabbos they add one bracha to the mishmor hayoytze. And that means to say they switch mishmoros. They have different units of kohanim that work their Beis Hamikdash each week, and they switch the mishmor on Shabbos. So the ones that leave give a special bracha. Okay, until now we've just quoted the Mishnah in Tamid. Now we're going to go back to discuss what is this Birkas Kriya Shema that we say before. What is this bracha? So my bracha achas. What was that bracha achas? So Gemara says, Ki yod Rabbi Abba, Rabbi Yosi bar Abba, iklu asra, boy minayu, my bracha achas. That they had the same question. They came to visit the city and they said, what was that bracha? They didn't know. What's that? Shalud Rav Master. He didn't know either. Also Shalud Rav Yehuda. He know the answer. You know which bracha they made in the Beis Hamikdash? That one bracha, they had to choose one bracha. Avarabba. They made Avarabba. For Amr Zika, Amr Ami, Amr Shimon, Shlakish, Yitzor. He disagreed. He said, no, it was Yitzor. That's Rav Zvika said the same. Rav Rami, Rav Shlakish said in the name of Rav Shlakish that the one bracha they made was Yoitzer Or. Okay, so we have a machlokes. Which was that bracha? So the Gemara explains, Ki Yasar Yitzur by Yosef Amar Hadar Rav Zvika La Beferish Itmar.